Hey boys and girls, I'm sorry it's taken me so long to make another video for y'all. My kids have been driving me bonkers, which I'm sure you have not been driving your parents crazy at all, have you? Maybe just a little bit. So I am going to be reading y'all a book every week, where I'm going to be reading the books that I was going to read to you in the classroom. So we're still going to look at vocabulary and some of our skills that we've learned during reading. This week, our story is going to be storms. And if you know, you can see this is a real picture. Storms are a real thing. So if this is a book about something real, it is fiction or nonfiction? Nonfiction. So before we get started, we're still going to do some vocabulary. And our vocabulary in this book is in the very back. And it's good to always know words before you read. It makes it easier to understand. But if you don't understand what a word is while you're reading, you can always stop and look it up or ask somebody else, and they can help you out. So we're going to look, our first vocabulary word is weather. And weather is what it is like outside. So it could be sunny, stormy, cloudy, windy, snowy, sprinkling, anything like that is the weather. So we're going to be talking about stormy weather. Our next one is crystal. And a crystal is a shape that is the same on many sides. It is symmetrical, so one side is the same as the other side. And we see crystals whenever it is cold and water freezes. You'll get ice crystals. Right here, you have light, electricity, and that is energy that can be natural or man-made. So lightning is a form of electricity, which is natural. Our light switches, all that would be man-made. It's not natural. Our last word here is funnel. And a funnel is a cone shape that is wider at the top and it's narrower at the bottom. So it goes from wide to narrow. And you probably know what kind of weather forms a funnel. A tornado, and we are going to talk about tornadoes too. So here's our story. It is Storms. This is a nonfiction real book. And also, for those of you who are trying to do AR at home, with that letter that Miss Terry, I shared with you that Miss Terry did, this is an AR book. It's a 2.7 level. And this is the number, the code to find the book number. And since I am reading this to you, you can try to take the test on it. And this was written by Miriam Bush Goyne. And there is no illustrator because these are real photographs, real pictures. So here, some of you already know what this is. This is a table of contents. Contents is what is inside something. So here you have different things that are in the story, different topics. That is the contents of this book. So if you look, the first one is weather. And I know if I want to look at what weather is, I'll go to page 4. And just like our vocabulary was in the glossary, that was on page 32. So this is the table of contents. So let's get started. Weather. Storms are important. Living things need fresh water from rain and snow. So there's the two ways we get fresh water, from rain and snow, which both fall from the sky. Wind can help clean the air. Weather cools and heats our planet, so it is just right for life. So we need the weather. Clouds are made of drops of water so small that they float. These clouds look heavy and gray. Can you hear the wind blow? Leaves wave back and forth on branches. What's happening? Wild, wonderful, stormy weather. If you look, the wind's blowing those leaves. So weather, here's our vocabulary word, is what it is like outside. So when it gets stormy, it gets dark and cloudy and the wind starts to blow. Thunder and lightning. Flash, boom. In these storm clouds, the drops of water have frozen. Little ice crystals are bumping wildly against big crystals. This makes lightning. Lightning heats the air quickly. This very fast temperature change makes sound waves. The sound that it makes is thunder. And here we have our word crystal. So little ice crystals are bumping wildly against big crystals. And that's what makes the lightning. I did not know that. It's neat. So the crystal is a shape that is the same on many sides. So it has the same shape all the way around. Lightning is electricity. It is hotter than the sun. That is pretty hot. Some lightning jumps from cloud to cloud. Some jumps from the ground to the sky. Lightning can make loops and patterns in the sky. It can even roll in a ball. Lightning bolts can travel 60 miles or more. That is a long way. Here's our word lightning. Our electricity, which lightning is the natural form of electricity. And that is energy that can be natural or man-made. And we have a little joke up here. It says, what did one lightning bolt say to the other? You are shocking. A hailstorm. Thunk, clunk. Some thunderstorms make hailstones. Hailstones are not stones, they are ice. So they're balls of ice. Ice crystals in some thunderclouds get tumbled into the cloud. They get bigger and bigger until they are so heavy they fall. Hail can be big or small, and it can be round, like these, like a ball or a sphere, or they can be long. These are unusually big hailstones, is what this caption says. Those are really big. So these ice crystals, they tumble and tumble and tumble. It's like a ball of snow that's rolling down a hill, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's what these are. They're tumbling and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then when they get too heavy to be up in the clouds, they fall. So they're like balls of ice, but they can be round, like a sphere, a ball, or they can be long. That's hail. And they can do some damage too. Or stuff like bust out windows in cars. Definitely want to be inside in a hailstorm. Tornado. We had some bad weather here the last couple weeks, hadn't we? Some places saw these things. They're not good. You always want to be in a safe place when a tornado is coming. Strong winds blow. Dark clouds cover the sky. Hail falls. Suddenly, it is quiet. In the distance, a cone-shaped funnel cloud touches the ground. Tornado, twister, cyclone. These are all names for a fierce, fast, twisting wind. So some places call it tornado like we do. Some people call it a twister, and some people call it a cyclone. Over water, tornadoes are called waterspouts. So if you see what looks like a tornado on the water, that is a waterspout. So a tornado, we learned, is in the shape of a funnel. And a funnel is wider at the top and smaller or narrower at the bottom. So it's wider where it's touching the sky, and it goes all the way narrow when it touches the ground. This is actually a pretty skinny one, a small one. Oh, here's another joke. What is a tornado's favorite game? Twister. That's a hard game to do. Twist your body in all kinds of ways. Sandstorm. A wall of wind picks up sand. As the wind crosses the land, it picks up more sand. The wall grows higher. You can see the sand piling up. When it roars past, it can knock down fences. In Australia, they call the storms willy willies. In Sudan, they call them haboobs. So interesting. Those are sandstorms. You don't want to be caught in those either. That sand, with the pelting against you in that wind, it would hurt. Get in your eyes, nose. Blizzard. And I'm not talking about the ice cream blizzard, though those are good. Snowflakes fall from very cold clouds. A cold wind blows the snow so hard you cannot see in front of you. Snowflakes are ice crystals. In a blizzard, there are billions and trillions of snowflakes. That is a lot. We do not have these around here. If we had a blizzard around here, nobody would be leaving the house for sure. We'd really be quarantined. Ooh, all right, so here is 1 trillion. This is the word. Ooh, I don't need to move my camera. Fix my leg here. This is the word 1 trillion. Look at how many numbers. Look at all those zeros. That is 1 trillion written out in number form. It's a lot. Monsoon. Monsoons are winds that change each season. India only has 2 seasons. Winter monsoons are dry, and summer monsoons bring lots of rain. Everyone cheers because the rains help grow food. Make sure you can see that. How is rain saved? It says, how is rain saved? In cloud banks. Ooh, we have these around here. Hurricanes. It is late summer. Dark clouds form over the ocean. Strong winds pull ocean water up into spinning clouds. Hurricane, cyclone, typhoon. Hurricane winds knock down houses. Water floods streets and homes. Hurricane winds spin in a circle. The middle of a hurricane is still and calm. It is called the eye of the storm. Look at this. It's a picture of a hurricane. Really strong winds. How do hurricanes see? With one eye. Ooh, now this is pretty neat. Out of this world. So this is storms not even on Earth. It's on a different planet. Where are the worst storms? Not on Earth. Jupiter's hurricane has been blowing for more than 400 years. That's a long time to have a storm. In 2006, a lightning storm on Saturn lasted for weeks. The lightning bolts were more than 1,000 times stronger than Earth's. Neptune has winds that blow 900 miles per hour. That is super strong. I'm glad our storms do not last that long and are not that strong. This is Jupiter. It's the biggest planet. Jupiter's hurricane is called the Great Red Spot. So this caption is telling you and showing you where it is. That is Jupiter's storm, hurricane. It's really big. And it's been there 400 years or more. Guess. Let's see what it wants us to guess. Storms are made of many small parts. Together with wind, these tiny bits are strong. Guess what each tiny bit is. So they want us to guess. So I'm going to cover this up here. So let's see. There's A. Can you guess what that is? I'm going to go over it in just a second. I'm going to let you guess. Where's B? Oh, right there. That was right there. Should remember what that one is. B. There's C. And D. It looks like these look backwards the way I'm holding it. So don't get B and D confused because they look backwards. All right, so let's see which is which. A is sand grains. Did you guess that was sand? That's a really, really close-up picture of sand. And B, let's see if you remember this one. We already saw that, is snowflake crystals. We already saw that one a little bit. And C is raindrops. Those are a close-up picture of raindrops, looks like on a leaf. And then, ooh, look at D. Oops, see, I told you it looks backwards on my camera. I don't know why. Don't get those confused. D is hail pellets. Whoa. Hail pellets. It's pretty neat. Not done yet. House for a storm. Let's see what this is. Obviously, it's about a house for a storm, huh? This home is on stilts. After a monsoon, water and mud flow under the house. Monsoon is like a really bad, terrible rain. Like lots and lots of rain. So if you look, they're on stilts. So the water and mud can go under. Like at the beach, there's a lot of houses that are built on those stilts or long poles. And that's so that if it ever floods, the house is safe and the water just goes under the house where those stilts are. It holds it up higher off the ground. In a sandstorm, this tent keeps sand out. An underground storm cellar keeps people safe during a tornado. So this tent will keep people safe during a sandstorm because that sand could hurt, maybe even do some damage. And then here is an underground storm cellar in case of like tornadoes. Best place to be would be underground. Can't get you underground. So some people have cellars that are underground, and that's where they go, in places that have lots of tornadoes. Wild animals, wild weather. In blizzard winds, these musk oxen, hope I said that right, musk oxen huddle together. They face the wind so their bodies stay warmer. So that's what these oxen, musk oxen, do to stay warm. And if you remember when we read our penguin book, the penguins would huddle together in like a circle, and they would take turns going from the middle of the circle to the outside of the circle so they'd get warmer, and they would rotate. So all the penguins got a chance to get warmer. So they kind of do the same thing. They huddle together to help keep that body heat in. In a haboob, camels shut a second pair of eyelids to protect their eyes from sand. Their long, thin nostrils and extra hairy ears keep sand out. So they have a second pair of eyelids. You know, we've only got one pair of eyelids. They have two to help with the sand, because camels live in areas where there's not much water. That's why they actually store water in their humps. So they're made to be in the sand, in sandy, dry areas. And if you remember, haboob was a sandstorm. So they actually have an extra pair of eyelids. That's neat. Let's see about these monkeys. In monsoon rains, some monkeys keep dry in buildings or under branches. Other monkeys don't mind getting wet. So they might find a building or branches. The trees would give them some shelter, or some of them don't mind getting wet. And there are the vocabulary words again. And we know weather is whatever it's like outside. Sunny, stormy, cloudy, rainy, windy, snowy. Crystals are a shape that is the same on many sides, like a snowflake. Ice, an ice crystal. If you were to look at an ice cube really, really closely, you would see the little crystals in it. Electricity can be man-made or nature-made, like a lightning bolt is made by nature, and our light bulbs are made by men. And here, a funnel is a cone. It is wider at the top, narrower at the bottom. I hope y'all enjoyed that nonfiction real story about storms. And one little thing, I thought this would be fun to do. I already made it up, so it wouldn't take long. And plus, I wanted to make sure it was right before I did it for y'all or showed y'all. So one thing you can do, you can make your own tornado in a bottle. This is easy. You can find different ones on Pinterest or just Googling it. This one was the easiest one I found. You can use a glass bottle or a plastic bottle. I used a plastic water bottle. And make sure it's clear, because if it's not clear, you're not going to be able to see through it. And you're going to put a little bit of dish soap in, just like 2 drops of dish soap, like Dawn. I just used Blue Dawn. And I also added, when I read, you could add like confetti, something like that, glitter, something to make it look like the debris, because whenever a tornado happens, that funnel, it's going round and round and round. It's got really, really high, fast winds. So it picks up stuff. It could be papers or wood or things from houses, just anything outside, it can pick it up, and that's called debris. And so if you want to make it look like there's debris in there, you can add confetti, glitter, anything small like that. So if you look, here's my soap. I'm going to flip it over. And I've got some confetti in there. And all you have to do is you just shake it really hard. Sometimes they say maybe like circular motion. And you see my tornado, cyclone, twister, whatever you want to call it. You can see there's my debris. my silver confetti in there. And keep doing it as many times. The shape of the bottle, I don't know if it matters or not. Mine, you can't really see the funnel, but you can see it spinning, which is what it would look like inside of a tornado. So that's something fun you can do at home. Like I said, all you need is a plastic bottle, water bottle, or a glass bottle with a lid, and a little bit of dish soap. You fill it up almost all the way with water. I had to take a little bit out of mine. You fill it most of the way with water, put a little bit of dish soap, and then if you want to add something for your debris, you can, and then you just have fun with it. Some people use food coloring. Some people use 2 bottles. That one was pretty neat. So you can look that one up. That one you could see the funnel better. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm sorry it took me so long. Just remember, boys and girls, just keep reading, doing a little bit of math. Parents, I know it can be stressful, and this is such a weird time, and no pressure. Just do your absolute best. 20 to 30 minutes a day is all I suggest. Reading, math, I would probably pick one thing a day, or just, 10 minutes of each. Keep it simple. Don't stress yourself out. Don't let, the kids get stressed out. They're not really learning anything new. We just want to keep, it fresh, what they've learned so far this year. If you have any questions, you know how to get in touch with me. I'll be happy to help the best I can. And I just hope all of y'all are doing well. And I will be seeing y'all again soon, at least on here. I wish it was in person. But y'all take care.